decided it was best for me to have surgery because it was the same kind of process and length, but I can get back quicker on the field, so.
My eyes, just trying to get over with at this point, but I'm hungry, thirsty. I'm a little bit of everything right now, so I'm ready to get back there so I can eat.
Yeah, they put a screw in my left foot, 2 stitches, pretty slight, didn't hurt at all. It was a day surgery, so ended up going home.
Yeah, I mean, I just need a steak right now. Shout out my mom, my daddy, stepmom, stepdaddy, mud, Nana, Pawpaw, Jeremiah, Jack, D-Man, Saul, Coach TC, Coach Rip, MLB. See what I'm saying, Jeremiah? Shout out all the real, you know. I'm a whole football team and my guy.
And the process been pretty easy, you know, but it's just sitting at home and not doing much. That's the hardest part. But now I'm working back out. I'm doing my push-ups and sit up every morning. It's just something to get my body right, just stay in the mode. And yeah, this kid, Princeton, he had a role model project, I guess, who he look up to project, and he did his project on me, and it was pretty touching to me because it was like, you know, growing up in Kent, I don't think of myself as no big idol or nothing, but I remember doing that type of project, and it wasn't, and I was reaching for the stars. So as a kid, to choose me for his project was it was big for me. You know, it touched me, you know, because it means I'm doing something right and I'm impacting my city. So, man, I wanted to see him. I wanted to do something for him because my mama showed me, and it was like, look at this kid chose you to be his idol, who he look up to. So, you know, I had to do something for him. What's up, good people? Y'all gonna have to bear with me now. I'm hopping on one leg right now. Yeah, nah, I'm getting better. I'm getting better for sure. Princeton, what's up with you? I got a little something for you, man. I wanted to give him a jersey or something he could remember me by, you know, because it did touch my heart. So I wanted something valuable to him. So yeah, I'm gonna give him a jersey. I'm gonna sign it for him, and you know, just meet him, and you know, just do something good, do something out of my heart. Yeah, it is, Princeton. You cool with that? All right, man. Oh, you can have it. Yeah, you welcome, my boy. Thank you. God.
They know they kept the post.
Yeah.
I said, where your post?
Oh, that thing a little big. You gonna grow into it though. That we all say, Jerry, you gonna grow into it. Yeah, you gonna grow into it. Yeah, it is, Prince. Oh, you got your P on? You got your watch? Oh, you shining hard. You shining hard. The things I started to take joy in there is just doing stuff for others. I think that's becoming my new thing that I love to do, you know, blessing others. And you know, cause I was in a position I couldn't do nothing. I was just being real, like, so now I'm in a position to give back. It's like, you know, I'm trying to give back my last dollar if I could, so. I know you guys didn't see more of the athlete side of me from the second episode, so this episode is more gonna give you like who I am. Me, I'm just a kid from Kent. Just always loved football. Was always at his grandmama's house, his nana house, with his pawpaw. And my pawpaw tell me all the time, he the one who taught me how to play football. So, you know, he just being with my pawpaw and my uncles, they was always around to just show me the game, and my dad too. My dad was in the Air Force at the time, so he was doing a lot of moving. Went to Porter Middle School, you know, with my guy, Coach Davis at the time, and Coach Bryant. Coach Bryant ended up transferring with me to Kent High School, you know, from the 9th grade JV team. Played that 1 year, then Coach ended up moving me up to varsity in my 10th grade year. And I ended up getting that wide receiver that year too, like, yeah. First kick was a touchdown, so yeah, you can look that up for sure. 12th grade, I knew it was gonna be a hard year. I kind of had my mindset, if I was gonna have to go JUCO, I was fine with it. Well, I ended up having a solid year, ended up starting getting a lot of JUCOs offering me. As I'm having the JUCOs offer, like, I might see Southern Miss come through the door, or I might see an Ole Miss come through the door, but you know, it was just out of the respect that they was around and they just wanted to see who we were because they kind of like scouted from our JUCO. Yeah, crazy story with Syracuse, how I got to Syracuse. I had a mentor at the time. I had my coach at the time, mentor, Coach Cash. I had a mentor at Syracuse. He asked me like, how would I feel about leaving? I'm like, you know, my dad always told me like, you're gonna have to be a man, you're gonna have to make grown man decisions. Like, you can't be scared to move. So I told him like, yeah, there's no problem. Like, I don't care where I gotta go, as long as I can play some football. So he was like, what about New York, Syracuse? And at the time, I really didn't know too much other than it was like, that's where Carmelo Anthony went. It was a basketball school, but I'm like, you know, it is in the ACC. And I'm like, it's a big school. Like, it's a big shot for me to, you know, change my life and, you know, just play football. So I'm like, yeah. He texted his mentor at the time had his special team coach on a recruiting trial, I guess. And he was just in a way of Mississippi, so he stopped by. Our football field at the time was grass, so we had like sand, it was just bad. So I think it had rained the day before, and it was just, like, it was best for us to just get on a little slab. It was like right outside a slab of concrete. So I'm throwing right beside the baseball field on spot throws, and I'm like, you know, I'm just doing me, I'm just throwing, hitting my target. I'm doing what I gotta do, and I'm like, that's all it, that's all you want me to do? Because when he got his videos, I'm like, that's it, like, he ain't wanna do nothing else, you know, so, boom. I was like, okay. I didn't know what that meant because I felt like he didn't see me really do much. So I think I get a call like 3 days later, like Coach Babers and Coach Gilbert want to come down to see me. So I'm like, the head coach and the offensive coordinator trying to come see me throw. You know, they came to the school and they kind of pulled up later on, like they wanted to talk to me and just meet me as a kid. And by that time, you know, they just meet me, want to figure out who I am and what's my story. So by the time we trying to throw, like I said, the school grass was still bad. So we had to go on the baseball field at nighttime. Be on the baseball field with one light. I got my boy Taquan, I got J-Baby with me, and the head coach and the offensive coordinator just right here, right now, eye testing me. And and it was people around the edge of the baseball field. Like, it was just crazy. So I'm like, cool. It was like a show out there. Like, I was on stage, I had to perform. So Taquan running routes, J-Baby running routes, I'm putting them down, I'm dotting them up. Like, I know I threw good. I told my dad, like, I mean, I ain't missing no throws. You know, I feel like I did good. He was like, okay, cool. So we left it alone. So yeah, they was like, we want to fly you and your parents out. I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to Syracuse. I'm like, let's go out there and let's just go enjoy the trip. That was my first time visiting the school. So, you know, I was just excited to go out there. We went out there, it was super cold. You know, everything you thought New York was gonna be, it was that. You know, it was super cold out there, snow everywhere. They picking us up in Cadillacs, and it's just everything. It looked like everything you think it would be, so. And it was just a good visit. You know, it was just, they put on the show. And I met one of my best friends to this day, Jarvion. He was there at the time. Some of y'all might know him. He went to Alcorn, the running back. He was number 0 at the time, like my 2023 year. Got down there, he told me like, bro, don't worry about that. If this is what you want to do, then you do it. Like, don't let nobody convince you, even if, and he there at the time, like, if you don't want to come here, don't come here. He like, I'm from Mississippi, and you know, I want somebody to be real with me. At the time, I was like, man, he sold me with that. Like, if I do come, I for sure got like a guy that, you know, I can depend on and be there for me because he understands, and you know, he was a real friend. So we was, you know, taking pictures and everything. And, you know, I fell in love with everything. So fast forward all the way to like signing day. My parents, you know, I had Jackson State at the time, so we was throwing through still to this day, like Jackson State. So at the time, my family wanted me to go to Jackson State. I knew they wanted me to go to Jackson State, but it was like me and my dad, we was you know, we had that talk. He was like, do what you feel is what you want to do, and not what, you know, just what's the family rooting for. Do whatever you want to do. So signing day, I ended up signing with Syracuse. Went the family move, but it was what I felt is right. Went up there first year and just really wanted to learn. Met Tommy DeVito. He had this run with the Giants. I think he with the Patriots right now, but yeah, Tommy was the guy at the time for us. And cool Jersey guy, like, you know, he was somebody I respected because he was like, at the time, he was the best thrower I ever seen. So I'm watching him and just, you know, trying to ask him questions and model stuff out to him, you know, how he played the game. So yeah, Syracuse was, that first year was a real learning experience. I ended up starting in a game during that COVID year, 2 games. We was losing, I can't remember what game, but it was kind of like a blowout situation. Coach put me out there. The starting quarterback was hurt, so we was on our bench quarterback, and it was me, so he put me out there. It's like, okay, I'm walking the ball down, like I complete a pass. I'm just, you know, I get out there, the moment's not big, it's like, you know, it's just football for me. So I get out there and I'm just doing what I gotta do, and we ended up scoring on that drive. I threw a touchdown. They was like, who is this kid? We want to see more of him. So my coach, you know, he'll go to the meeting, and it was a question about me. And that was a surprise to me now, because I, you know, I knew it was a good drive, but at the time I didn't know how much it meant. So he let me start the next week. He was like, man, I think you did a great job at, you know, going out there and doing your job, so I want to give you another start, see what you can do with the whole game. So I'm like, cool, I think this was Boston College. You know, I tell my parents I'm super happy at the time, because it's like I'm getting my first collegiate start. I'm a true freshman. So it was everything. Went out there for Boston College, made some plays, threw an interception, threw a touchdown. So it was just like an all-around game for me. So, you know, I had goods and bads, but, you know, at the time it was expected because I didn't really know much of the offense. So the third week, we was going into, well, we had Louisville. It was like my first big game, my first ever, you know, game on the television, on the TV, on ESPN. So I'm like, it's a big week. I remember talking to my dad in the hotel that night before the game, just telling him, you know, I'm ready to go out there and, you know, put on for the city. So once I got hurt in Louisville and I had a concussion, the last game was Notre Dame, so I couldn't play. But, you know, for that game meant a lot to me too, because it was like to go from Canton to playing Notre Dame, you know, it was like a crazy story. So that hurted me just not being able to play. But the next couple of years, my coaches ended up getting fired, and a new coach and his coaching staff came in. I knew at that point it was like, you know, it was best for me to leave. I really didn't know too many players. All my coaches were gone, and I always knew if I was going to transfer, I was going to come back home to Jackson State. So I was letting coach know that, you know, I think I want to come back home and play for you. He was happy, like he was ready for me to come home. He was up with me 100%. And so I knew then after talking to my family and, you know, listening to coach and how bad, you know, and the vision he trusted with me, it was like, man, he really wanted me to come because he recruited me out of high school and he remembered me. So 2023 season, it was, I came in with Jason Brown, Zy McDonough, and Phil. I'm still my guy to the day. I was just talking to him yesterday. But I came in with that group and Grayson, you know, pretty good group. Everybody had their own things they were good at, and I knew it was gonna be a tough situation. Like I knew there was some good guys and they played good ball. So 2023, I ended up coming in and handling my business. You know, got to the point where it was like a game time decision to see who was gonna start that year. My first game playing was at Alabama A&M, and they gave me 2 packages on the goal line. So I had two touchdowns for 2 yards, so it was a crazy stat. And I kept building off that. In 2024, I started the quarterback. I won the job, you know, playing some games, you know, getting packages in for here and there. Other guys, you know, it was a good year for me, just because, you know, I was learning a lot, and, you know, I went through a lot of adversity at the time. I had to, you know, shake back and, you know, still man up and be the man I am and lead the team. So, yeah, coach rode with me throughout that year. And we ended up winning that year, winning the Celebration Bowl. Probably one of the best feelings I ever felt in my life to this day, you know. Just be a champion, you know, from coming to Canton, a small town spot, you know. Anything like that, something big like that is amazing. And not only for me, but for my people. So when I won it, you know, when we won the celebration ball, like they ain't think a kid from Kent can do it. Cause you know, it's just a big task, and man, you know, to wear Kent on my sleeve and to, you know, do what I do for the city. You know, there's love thick and thin. I mean, through and through. You know, I love my city, and they, you know, they did a lot for me. They supported me through a lot. So, you know, it was just at that time, I just wanted to shine light back on the people that made me and where I was brought up. So, yeah, that's really been it all the way up until this point. We've seen the 2025 season, you know, good years, ups and downs, and just learning and just, you know, going through life things. So, yeah.